And here it comes. And that's ball four.
Well, a great back and forth in that at bat. He had to lay off some really close pitches, and somehow, Boogie found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
And the batter now, Edward Torres. Home team down a run here in the second game of the series. Next offering is outside.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
That one down the line, and that's just foul. Hit hard, that gets through. Heading for the plate. Throw into third, and he's in there as a run scores.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. So runners at the corners, nobody out. And here's the catcher, Rafael Marquez. Ball one there. Contreras at third. Torres on at first with nobody out. Next offering in there for a strike. And that's strike one.
Sometimes being lucky is a swing and miss. If he makes contact with that pitch, probably hits into a double play.
In the air out towards right center. And it's into the gap. In to score from third. They take the lead. It's 2-1. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double. Here's the second baseman. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. One runs in. Here comes the throw. Save! And they're up by 3.
Picks himself up a couple of ribbies. Got the top of the ball a little bit, but not much. That was hit pretty hard through the infield, so I think he'll be happy with that swing. Definitely generated some good bat speed.
So the batting order turns over. Stepping in, Pedro Gonzalez. He's 0 for 1. On the outside corner, that's strike one.
Well, a really rough inning out there on the mound. And this is one of those where you learn a lot about a guy's toughness and his ability to turn the page and keep pressing forward.
No balls, 2 strikes.
0-2 now. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Well, he missed a hittable off-speed pitch right there. Not sure exactly with the timing. Sometimes you get a backup breaking ball. You're expecting it to make its move at the end. It never does.
1-2.
And you're tied up.
At the belt and fires. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. And he deals. Maybe a 2-ball. 5, 4, 3. And they turn the double play.
As a former player, watching 5-4-3 double plays brings back some adrenaline. It's such an exciting play, and it's always a great reminder of baseball being such a team sport.
Here's some real power at the plate. Luis Steele. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike.
Whoa.
Laboring here. About to throw his 30th pitch of the inning. Swing and a miss. And a count 1-1.
Well, that's that slurve right there. He threw it extremely well. You talk about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
And the inning is over. So they move out in front after a 4-run outburst. We played 2 full. The Superstars out front 4-1. Top half of the 3rd inning, and at the plate for Miami, Jonah Bride. Here comes a pitch. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one. Chris, when you take in a stadium, I think one of the things that I always contemplate is, where are you? And in St. Louis, Busch Stadium, you know exactly where you are with the arch in the background. They mow it into the lawn, the gateway arch. Basically goes from line to line and out towards center field, and then the retired numbers, the championship banners. But it really shows off the history of this proud franchise.
Yeah, Boog, and this city is always just covered in red, especially during the baseball season. But they've added that ballpark village out there in left center field. Very accessible to come into this city, stay downtown, get to the ballpark, and take in a game in a great setting.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Jesus Sanchez. Flied to right his first time. Swung on, belted. On its way. And out of here. He'll circle the bases. His second of the year. It's 4-3. One pitch, one swing, one home run.
Yeah, you could say that's efficiency right there. Didn't need much time in the box to make an impact. No, clearly some frustration out there on the mound right now. I mean, that ball was so close to going foul. Would have been a long strike, but instead, batter gets rewarded. Did a nice job of getting to the pitch and hitting it hard enough to get over the fence.
Norby now at the plate as he swings through strike one.
It can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning.
And a pitch. That one off the mark, and it's 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Line drive, base hit. Around first, heading for 2. In safely. It's a double, and his second hit.
2 hits for him in this one, both for extra bases. Got to feel good about that. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Griffin Conant, the next up for the Marlins. And a big swing and a miss.
No ball, 1 strike.
Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Makes the catch for the out. Here's the catcher to hit, Nick Fortes. Fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
When you're struggling out there on the mound, hitters know that there'll be plenty of opportunities within the at-bat to try to get something to hit hard.
1 out and a runner at second. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. On the ground right side. And there are 2 down. Kyle Stowers, the next to hit. And a strike right through there. That one at triple digits. Fouled off. He was late. Left-hand batter waits. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Norby at third with 2 away. Got him looking. Inning over, and it could have been worse.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
As we go to the last of the third. Now it's the power speed combo. Carlos Manuel. The wind of the pitch. On the ground. To first. And a quick out, number 1.
Now batting, the right fielder, Andres Torres.
And now the right fielder, Andres Torres. He's got the power, but great contact skills. One of the best contact hitters in the game. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
1-0.
1 out, base is empty. And a base hit up the middle.
All over that one right there. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Now it's the DH, Jen Manuel. And a swing and a miss there. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Man at first, 1 away. This one in the dirt. Nice job behind the plate there. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. Swings through it for the K. Had him way out front of the slur. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
He's there. He's got it. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Back here in St. Louis as we go to the top of the 4th. And now for the Marlins, Derek Hill. The pitch. That one finds the corner. Strike 1.
You know, these Marlins showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored. On top of that, they forced this starter to throw more pitches than he wanted to at this point of the game.
Now batting, the shortstop.
Back to the top of the Miami order. Xavier Edwards will hit next. 1 for 2. Strike on the outside. It's 0-1.
And that pitch count is impactful because if they can keep making him work hard out there, it may force the bullpen to get involved a little sooner rather than later.
And the right-hander deals. Strike 2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. And the pitch. Got him swinging. And he gets back in.
Boog gets talked about a lot, but a good high fastball in a 2-strike situation, it's just become such a problem for hitters in more recent years. But with all of the emphasis by pitchers on developing that spin rate, having a good grip on the baseball, those high fastballs, they kind of look like to the hitter that they're rising, even though they're not, but they're not decreasing in velocity and spin rate. So very difficult to get the barrel on it.
And the pitch. Swings and sends a rocket to right. And there's 2 down. And here's the first baseman, Jonah Bride. That one at triple digits.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
And a swing and a miss.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
Fights it off. He'll see another. And the righty deals. Now it's belted. Deep to left. Way out of here. Home run. A gigantic blast. And the Marlins jump out in front. It's 5-4. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back.
That was quite the home run, Siggy, as we take it in again with StatCast. 114 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, and plenty of distance, too. I mean, with that kind of exit velo, if you can get it up in the air with good backspin, it's going to be a tape measure shot.
Jesus Sanchez, the next up for the Marlins. There's a swing and a miss.
It's 0-1.
2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4. There's a swing and a drive. That's back there. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases.
With that fastball, even though it's high velocity, you've got to live on the outer edges. When it's right on the tee, right down the middle, professional hitters are not going to have a problem turning it around.
So 2 down. Connor Norby, the next up for the Marlins. He's already homered here in this one. And that one is in for a strike. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. And that should be extra bases. Runner from second crosses the plate. And it's 6-4. And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton, and everything seems to get started around this guy.
Man in scoring position with 2 away. Hal Newhouser on to pitch here.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
And that's in for a strike. And a swing and a miss. Newhouser, he's kind of a prototypical bullpen arm in today's game. Electric stuff that results in a ton of strikeouts. In a tough spot like this, that is a big-time benefit. And a pitch. Now a fly ball to right center. Steele sizing this one up. He's got it. And that is that. 3 runs for him here, and they move ahead. We're midway in the 4th. The Marlins lead it 6-4. And we're back. Here's a big power threat. Edward Torres. The wind to kick the pitch. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. Get out of town. He made him pay for that one. It's 6-5. He ambushed him right there, Siggy.
Yeah, swinging on that first pitch, and I think losing one over the fence is exactly what he had in mind as well.
So let's take a closer look inside the numbers. That blast from StatCast, 113 miles an hour off the bat, Siggy.
And it just flew out of here, Boog. Even if you only heard the ball hit the bat, you knew that was a home run. I mean, he put a perfect swing on it, and the numbers back it up.
To third, Norby. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
Now batting, number 3.
Standing in is the power hitting second baseman. He drove in 2 with a single his first time up. Oh, and he hit him.
He's hit.
Now, anytime one of your hitters gets drilled, it catches everyone's attention in the dugout, and you know what? It kind of gets you fired up.
So the lineup flips over. Now here's the switch hitting power threat, Pedro Gonzalez.
1-0.
Pitch out, but no action. 1 run across in the frame so far. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. That's a hit. They get it in quickly. So first and second, now 1 out.
Now, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there.
It sounded different than most hits coming off the bat. You don't need numbers to tell you the ball was hit extremely hard, but at 115 miles per hour, that's not an exit velocity you see very often. Very impressive.
First and second, 1 out. Now the number 2 hitter, Luis Steele. In the dirt, but kept close.
0-1.
Well done behind the dish.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
2 on, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup. Miami's bullpen with some action. Max Meyer, the young right-hander, up and throwing. Weathers warming up as well. And the 0-2. And a good eye there. Laser. Could be extra bases. Runner around third. One runs in. Now a second crosses the plate. They lead it now. It's 7-6.
Oh, that's a big at bat coming through in the clutch to drive in a pair. He got a pitch he could drive, but he didn't get too excited like a lot of guys do and pull off the baseball. Really good timing all the way through the swing, and the barrel was so on plane with the ball. Easy drive into the gap for that double.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Edward Cabrera departs. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. A new pitcher in the game, Max Meyer.
Well, at this point of the ball game, we're talking about middle innings, and you need a little length out of this arm coming out of the bullpen. We'll see just how many outs he's able to give his skipper.
One down. Now here is Carlos Manuel. And that's
Inside,
off
ball.
the inside edge. Ball one. Steele, the runner at second with one away. Wouldn't chase that
That's low.
time.
That's a ball.
Man at second. Inside, almost got him. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it could be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at bat turns out.
Next offering is in for a strike. And a foul ball. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Payoff pitch on the ground out to short. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Boog, that's staying within his game right there. I mean, this speedster gets the infield single, and now he's on base to possibly do some damage. I love seeing what guys like this can do to disrupt the game once they get in a position to do so.
That one fouled off. Kicks and fires. That's a laser base hit. Here's the throw to the plate. But it's offline. It's 8-6. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or two behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
So first and second with one man gone. Jen Manuel digs in now. Now a screamer into the outfield. Sanchez snags it. Runner tags at second. Goes to third. In there. And now they've got runners at the corners with 2 outs.
He was all over that fastball right there. I tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
Next is the speedy first baseman, Contreras. Strike one.
Well, I know they've gotten out to an early lead,
No
but
ball,
you don't
one
want to take
strike.
these opportunities for granted. With 2 outs, still lock in with a quality at bat, drive in that run. You may not have another runner in scoring position the rest of this ball game.
And that should be extra bases. 1 run is in. Around third. He'll score. 2 runs are in. It's 10-6.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
Liner, and that should be extra bases. Runner from second scores as they add on. It's 11-6. Safe at second with a double. Third hit for him this afternoon.
Well done. Drives in the run. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
So man aboard. Here's the speedy catcher, Rafael Marquez. And the first offering is not close. That's down and in. A slider missed.
He's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
2-0 to count. Here it comes.
Ball.
That one missed. Number 3 in the on-deck circle. Three 0 down. Out towards right center field. Sanchez tracks it down for the out. But they take the lead on a huge 7-run outburst. We played 4. Venezuela on top 11-6. Here in St. Louis, top 5, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton. And leading it off, Nick Fortes. The lefty fires. There's a strike. Newhouser measures 6 feet 2 inches. 24 years old. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. Next offering in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. That's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
I'd say a mistake pitch in an 0-2 count. Too good of a pitch to hit right there. You have to expand the zone. Keep that leadoff man off first base.
Stowers in the box again. Takes a strike. Lifted in the air down the left side. And that'll fall for a base hit. Now he launches a throw over his head. Now second and third and nobody out. Derek Hill, the next up for the Marlins. Crushed. Left center field. This one's deep. Forget it. A massive home run. And they cut into the lead. It's 11-9. He sent the first pitch over the wall.
Must have dinner reservations because he wasn't wasting any time at the plate in that at bat. You feel like everything goes slow motion when a breaking ball like that leaves the hand right down the middle of the plate, and it's like the pitcher screaming no and the hitter saying yes, and the ball gets tattooed for a big home run.
Xavier Edwards, the next up for the Marlins. Just missed.
You know, these Marlins, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They've been absolutely smashing the baseball. They've racked up a bunch of hits, and 8 have gone down for extra bases.
Right through there for a strike.
And 8 extra base hits is a big number, and it's pretty clear the offense is just feeding off each other at this point. Confidence is contagious.
Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. That's hard hit on the line. And there's one down.
Not fooled at all right there. He was clearly all over it, but sometimes you hit it too hard and right at someone. You're looking for one of those bloop hits to get a knock sometimes.
Lopez stands in now and watches strike one. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now.
0-2.
One down, base is empty. And that one is in the dirt. Going to count 1-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. And now the lefty. Out of line, out towards center. He's got it. Out. Number 2. And now the first baseman, Jonah Bride. He's already homered in this game. Swings through that one. Already 3 runs across in the frame, and we're at the top of the 5th. Ripped to third, but handled, and that'll end the inning. But not before they're able to draw closer with this blast. Last half of the 5th coming up. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back now to start the bottom of the 5th, and taking over on the mound, Ryan Weathers.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
As the lefty gets to work. Foul ball.
Well, these guys, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
This one blasted the other way, down the line, and it's a foul ball.
A lot of pop in that bat. Had the distance for the Oppo home run, but many times you have that slice going to the opposite field, and he just couldn't keep that one fair.
That's the ball.
That's down and in.
With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
Weathers fires. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The wind of the pitch.
Ball.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Hard hit, right side. He'll do it himself, and the leadoff man set down in their half of the 5th.
The shortstop.
Back to the top of the lineup, and now Pedro Gonzalez. 1 for 3. That one pushed foul. Base is empty, 1 away. Last half of inning number 5. And takes low for ball 1.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms extended. So right there, just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
That's his second hit of the day.
He was all over that one. Nice job going the opposite way with it, letting the ball travel and not allowing the barrel to hook around the ball. It's so frustrating when you see a good pitch and your hands roll over. It was on the outside part of the plate, and he approached it perfectly.
It's a pitch out, nothing doing, and that's ball 1. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Throws to first in time. Carlos Manuel now at the plate.
Well, the way these two teams have battled in this game, you know you need more. Got to continue to add runs if you're going to get out of here with a win.
And a foul ball. On the ground to short, Edwards. Over to first, and the inning is over.
Leading off the line.
We're back, and they make a change to start the sixth. The new pitcher, Tom Seaver.
He's got a wicked breaking ball in his arsenal, and it's definitely one of his go-to pitches when he needs an out.
Left-hand hitter waits. And that's
No, that missed.
outside.
That's a ball.
2-0.
Tried to backdoor him with that slider right there, but just missed off the plate. Good pitch, though.
Swings through that one for strike one.
Good
2-1
late
to
sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good, and then by the time he gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Lined, and that's a base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
Drops into the glove.
As good as he's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand, you cannot hang a breaking ball right there. Lucky it stayed in the ballpark.
Kona batting with one down, takes a strike.
Man, 91 on the slider right there. That's a hard one. That's a low-end fastball for some pitchers.
And it stays fair. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away. Now it's the Marlins catcher, Nick Fortes. And that one fouled off.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Right through there for a strike. With the go-ahead run at the plate, and we're in the top half of the sixth. Hits and misses. It's a strikeout.
I see it more commonly in the sport these days, but man, a triple-digit fastball blown right by someone is still pretty awesome to witness. I mean, you got to be geared up and ready to swing it when a guy like this comes out of the bullpen, because that fastball, it eats, and if you're not ready, you're going to be walking back to the dugout.
Got him. That's the third out.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
Bottom of the sixth inning. Now it's the right fielder, Andres Torres. Weathers back to work. That one's in there. Strike one.
Some hitters are just more confident they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
Next one is off the plate, and that's ball one. The pitch. Center field. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's one down. And next is the designated hitter, Jen Manuel. That one hammered center field. Hill going back. Makes the catch up against the wall.
Now batting, number 18.
2 outs, base is empty. Stepping in, the long ball threat, Contreras. He's a guy who does it all. And that one hammered. That's down. One hops off the wall. In safely with a double, his second of the day.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Man at second here with 2 away. Edward Torres getting ready to hit. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Rounds third, headed for the plate. Now a long throw home. Safe.
Comes through with the RBI. Just a simple ground ball the other way. They had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole.
Here's the power hitting catcher, Rafael Marquez. Pinch hitter coming on, David Saenz.
Man, it must be nice to pull a superstar off your bench, huh?
Just
that's
missed.
That's a ball.
One run across in the frame so far here in the bottom of the 6th. Next pitch is outside. Chris, with that distraction and a speedy guy at first, he's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
2 outs. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. Two. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Torres around second, headed for third. Coming home. He scores, and they lead by 4.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. When you connect and it jumps off your bat like that, you're thinking double at the very least. Put a great swing on it, and man, he wasn't fooled at all.
So 2 down. Now it's the second baseman. There's the strike. And here it comes. Out to short, Edwards. And that'll put runners at the corners with 2 away.
Look, he doesn't care how he does it. He just wants to get on base. And when he does, that puts him in a position to do some damage, put some pressure on the defense as well. His wheels are truly a weapon out there.
Back to the top of the order now. Stepping in, the slugging shortstop, Pedro Gonzalez. There's a strike. Traffic on the bases with 2 already in to score here in the second game of the series. This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. And that is the inning. So it's 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors and a couple left on. 7th inning coming up. The Superstars have the lead. 13-9. So remaining in the game defensively, David Saenz. He takes over behind the plate to do the catching after entering the game as a pinch hitter.
Leading off the line.
The pitch. That one finds the zone. And that is strike one. Seaver, a former rookie of the year, he features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a curve, a changeup, and he works in a sinker. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2.
Bringing the cheese on that one.
Right-hander kicks, deals. Right through there, got him. Looks like he's picked up right where he left off.
Boog, he was shopping at the buckle right there, the way that slider made him look. That was just nasty.
Now it's the shortstop, Xavier Edwards. Try to get him to chase on the changeup that time. Ground ball right side, and that one handled. Tosses to first, and 2 away to start the 7th.
Now batting, second baseman, Otto Lopez.
At the plate, Otto Lopez. In there, and it's 0-1. They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. That's inside. And he grounds one to the right side. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Matt Andrees. And he has some nasty breaking stuff. Luis Steele digs in now. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. Now a move being made for a pinch hitter, Ken Griffey Jr.
Well, with his speed, he can really make some things happen leading off.
And he deals. Boots it.
Oh, he saved.
Now batting, third baseman.
Leadoff man aboard on the error, and that puts your pitcher in a little bit of a tough spot right away to start the inning, not where you want to be. So we'll see if he's able to work around it and pick the defense up.
Now the third baseman, Carlos Manuel. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. He decides to hold on to it, and they can't get the out.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. That was one of those swings that feels like you're swinging an aluminum bat. It jumped off so hard, squared it up, and it went screaming at 108 miles per hour.
Now here is Andres Torres. On the ground left side, 6, 4. Low throw, and he can't dig it out.
Well, they had the chance of turning 2 right there, but I don't think he got a good grip on the balls. He tried to transfer from glove to throwing hand. They say you can't assume a double play. I beg to differ at the big league level, but it's going to be ruled as a fielder's choice.
Jen Manuel will hit next. Outfield deep here, trying to prevent anything over their heads. So they're making a move for a bat off the bench. Pedro Gonzalez. 1 out, runners at the corners for him. Now move to first. Torres back in standing. Hit on the ground, might be 2. Lopez to second, and that's 2. A hit and an error in the inning, but they fail to score. We look ahead to inning number 8. Venezuela out front here, 13-9. Staying in the game on defense, Ken Griffey Jr. He'll be out in center now after pinch hitting. Johnny Delaney will take over here, and he'll feature a hard slider to work off his fastball. The pitch. And a strike right through there. That one at triple digits. Righty to the plate. And that one is inside ball 1.
1-2.
Deep drive down the line. Foul ball.
Clearly he was geared up for the fastball right there. Maybe got a little jumpy and excited out of the hand, but he certainly didn't miss a stitch.
Righty delivers. Got him swinging. Some high cheese for strike 3.
Oh, you got to be pretty quick with the bat speed these days. So many guys throwing in the upper 90s, and you see the velocity on that one. Just tough to catch up to. I mean, guys are coming in, and they're going max effort. They're not looking to go a long distance. They want to get as many strikeouts as they possibly can.
Out towards right center. That's well struck. That one opts against the fence. And he's got a double, his 4th hit.
Such an impressive performance out of him in this one. His 3rd hit for extra bases. Off the bat, it was headed for the gap all the way. And as a hitter, you love seeing those as you take your first couple of steps out of the box. You know you've got some real estate to run on, and such a good feeling. Nice liner into the gap right there.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
Kicks and deals.
Nope, that's in.
1 out and a runner at second. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
And up next for Miami, Griffin Conine. Popped up. Moving under this one. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Back here at Busch Stadium. And here's the first baseman, Contreras.
The first baseman, number 18.
Oliver Marmol calling for a pinch hitter here. David Ortiz. The pitch. And that's outside.
That's a ball.
Andres, in his 7th season, he features a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, and he occasionally uses a curve. Right-handed reliever. Swinging a foul straight back. The 1-1. Right through there for a strike. Bounced up the middle. Lopez gets it to first. 1 up, 1 down.
First of all, that's just a nice job to even get to that ball. And then even more impressive was the throw. Off balance, had to try to, in the air, get his shoulders turned and make a strong throw. Does show off the strength of the arm. We're usually used to seeing that kind of arm strength from the shortstop.
Torres in now. Takes ball 1 off the plate. Base is empty, 1 away. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. And there's a fly ball deep right field. Sanchez going back, and it hits the fence. Around second, he wants to cycle. The relay, the tag, out.
Absolutely perfect execution of the relay right there to cut him down at third. And he probably should have shut it down at second base and been happy with the double, but it took a great play to get him. You just have to tip your cap.
Two outs, base is empty. And now David signs. Doubled in his first AB. That one is absolutely belted. And there's a hit. Here's the second baseman. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. And first offering is fouled off. Smoked on the ground a second. Sends it to first. Out with room to spare, and that's the inning. So remaining in the game defensively, David Ortiz. He pinch hit last half and now takes over at first. Now, Nick Fortes.
The catcher, number 4, Nick Fortes.
Franz Delaney taking over on the mound.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
And a pitch. And first offering is fouled off. The pitch. Fastball in for a strike, and it's 0-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Settles underneath it. And he makes the catch. And there's one down.
Now batting, left fielder, Kyle.
He's 2 outs away. Here's the left fielder, Kyle Stowers. That one at triple digits. And there's a foul ball. One down, base is empty. Good job to fight that one off. And the right-hander deals. In the air, center field. Junior makes the grab. 2 down. So they're down to their final out. Derek Hill, the next up for the Marlins. And that is in for a strike. Going 1. One strike away. That's the ball game.
Well, the 4th inning proved to be the real turning point. They looked locked in at the plate after that first time through the order where it just seemed that they were off balance a little bit. But once they started really recognizing the pitches, everything started to click.
The 13-9 final score in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.
time of the ball game.